from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Welcome back. It's 6:30 this Saturday morning. Good morning. I'm Julie Watts.
And I'm Devin Fehely. We start this half hour with that breaking news in Oakland. A stretch of northbound Interstate 880 is closed after an accident that damaged an overpass. The California Highway Patrol says a driver in a Ford Expedition struck 3 support beams earlier this morning at the 23rd Avenue overpass. Now, the CHP says that it appears that driver was speeding. It's not clear, though, if drugs or alcohol were involved. The woman, a 28-year-old from Hayward, was the only person who was injured. She was sent to a nearby hospital with injuries that are not considered life-threatening. Now, so far, it's not clear when the northbound lanes will reopen.
And we do have a red flag warning in effect for this weekend for the North and East Bay Hills. This is primarily above 1,000 feet where we could see winds gusting upwards of 60 miles per hour. Very low humidity with those downslope winds. That offshore flow right now is going to help all of us to stay warm and dry this weekend, but certainly creating some critical fire conditions, especially in those higher elevations. Here's a live look outside to start off your morning, and you can see still dark out there, but a clear view of the Golden Gate Bridge from the Salesforce Tower. That's because we've got no low clouds and no fog due to that offshore wind. Temperatures right now, the 50s pretty much area wide, 57 in Oakland. Later today, we are warming up into the low to mid 80s for the warmer spots inland, 70s by the bay, 60s along the coast. Full forecast still ahead. Devin, over to you.
Striking hotel workers at the Oakland Marriott City Center could be back on the job as soon as today after an agreement to end a labor dispute. But the strike continues at the Marriott-affiliated hotels in San Francisco, San Jose, and other cities. The average Bay Area Marriott employee makes $44,000 a year. At a meeting in San Francisco yesterday, the Board of Supervisors voiced support for the workers, some of whom say they sleep in their cars and work 2 jobs just to make ends meet.
The theme of this campaign has been one job should be enough, and I think we're, making progress in people being able to actually feed their families.
Because of the other 21 locations who still don't have an agreement, the union can't discuss specifics of the Oakland negotiations.
Well, several people are being treated for injuries after a shooting early this morning at a bar in Watertown, New York. So far, no official word on how many people were wounded or the extent of those injuries. A witness told the Watertown Daily Times he thought he heard up to 5 shots. Back here in the Bay Area, an East Palo Alto teenager was kidnapped in front of her own home and sexually assaulted. Police say 3 men pulled up to the home on Cooley Avenue Thursday night and forced the 17-year-old into their van. They drove her to an unknown location, sexually assaulted her, and threw her out of that van. Police say the suspect's van was black with dark tinted windows, and they are calling this a random attack.
Camp in Oakland. Now you can see our Salesforce Tower camera caught the large black plume of smoke from across the bay. Snapchat video shows the scene up close at ground level near Interstate 880 yesterday. The thick smoke was seen for miles. Now witnesses took to social media to share some of their photos and videos, like this one near Franklin Elementary School. Firefighters are still on scene dousing hotspots. Officials say that 15 shelters were destroyed and the fire scorched the bottom of the 22nd Avenue overpass. It's not clear how many people were displaced. We are told this is one of the largest encampments in Oakland. Now, just a day earlier in Richmond, there was a fire at a homeless camp near 580. Crews had that fire on Thursday under control within 30 minutes.
And the 49ers are staying mum on the latest anthem protest at Levi's Stadium. Thursday night, one of the cheerleaders kneeled as the national anthem was being played before Niners-Raiders game. The incident went viral on social media after a fan in the front row took a photo. 49ers Gold Rush cheerleaders are actually not team employees. They work for a company called E2K Events and Entertainment. That's based in Mountain View. So far, no one from that firm has returned our calls for comment.
And rowdy behavior at Thursday night's 49ers-Raiders game led to 32 arrests, including 3 for assault. A fan took video of a fight in the stands, one of several that broke out during the game. You can see a man in a red T-shirt punching someone repeatedly. The suspect was pulled away by bystanders, leaving the victim with a bloodied face. That video helped officers make a quick arrest. 31-year-old Stephen Gardiot is now facing assault charges.
Well, President Trump is now clarifying what he meant when he suggested that the military can open fire on immigrants armed with rocks. During remarks Thursday about asylum seekers, the president said, quote, "When they throw rocks like they did at the Mexico military and police, I can consider it a rifle." Now, yesterday, the president clarified he never said shoot.
They do that with us, they're going to be arrested. There's going to be problems. I didn't say shoot. I didn't say shoot. But they do that with us, they're going to be arrested for a long time.
Now, of course, he's talking about the caravan of migrants from Central America. The president has vowed to keep them out of the U.S. The president is expected to sign executive orders next week restricting asylum for these folks. Now, members of the caravan are suing. A class action lawsuit names the president and his administration. It claims that immigrants are allowed to seek asylum in the U.S. and that President Trump is violating the Constitution by deterring the immigrants.
The Supreme Court says that a trial over the decision to add a citizen question to the 2020 census can move forward. The justices rejected the Trump administration's request to postpone that trial. The trial will now start Monday in New York. California was one of dozens of states to sue over the plan to add the question.